All right, guys, welcome back to another edition of SI News. Happy Halloween to all of you fine ass gals and ghouls out there. All right, so we got you covered on all kinds of things today in the world, the weird, the city, the company, sports, and more. So let's crack one open and let's get this started here, bro. All right, world news first. USA, the election. So I don't know about any of y'all, but this election has probably been one of the most hype ones that I felt really since Bush, Kerry, Trump versus Hillary. It's funny how Trump always comes up in the back of my mind. I feel like he has a knack for that, to just kind of getting to everybody. It doesn't matter whether you like him or not. Kind of stays in your mind. So Trump versus Biden, not really the candidates that I would think going into 2020, but fuck it. You know what I mean? Might as well just throw Kanye in there too and just fucking make it crazy 2020, right? Shit. So at least it makes me know that I can do fucking anything for sure. So shit. So we're gonna jump real quick into just talking about these candidates. I know obviously some of you lazy asses don't do your research and shit, but I got you. Don't trip. So let's check this out real quick. I'm undecided myself while I'm making this video, so I have in no way any kind of preference other than MAGA 2020. I'm just kidding. Nah, it's not gonna see. I know for sure some of y'all got all hyped up on that shit, but nah, I got no preference. They're both part of the same wing, to be honest with you. So this really just about kind of paying attention to what they do, how they are as people, and then just kind of what they've done in general as far as like when they've been in office. So hopefully this kind of helps you guys kind of pick and just see. So we're gonna start with Trump first. Accomplishment: reshaping the federal judiciary. So thus far, Trump has installed 3 Supreme Court justices and 220 judges overall to the federal bench. These are all lifetime appointments, by the way. So Amy Coney Barrett became Trump's 3rd Supreme Justice since October 26, 2020, barely a week before Election Day, and he got her in there. So by December, Trump nominees made up roughly 25% of all U.S. circuit courts, according to an analysis by the Washington Post. He's appointed 53 judges. Excuse me. He's appointed 53 judges on the 13 U.S. circuit courts. Put this into perspective, comparing to President Barack Obama, he only appointed 55 circuit judges in his 2 terms in the White House. So even if Trump isn't reelected in 2020, his presidency will continue to have an impact directly on the U.S. just due to the sheer number of conservative federal judges that he's installed into the court system. Another accomplishment that he's done is actually made Space Force. I don't know if you guys have heard about that, but it's a real thing. They signed a $738 billion of defense spending. Just a few days before Christmas, Trump made it official, establishing the 6th branch of the U.S. Armed Forces, the Space Force. The Space Force is the first military service since the U.S. Air Force that was created in 1947. Despite its name, new branch has not been established to protect the planet for potential extraterrestrials. What the fuck we spending those $738 billion for then? You know what I mean? Shit, I want to make sure we're saved from aliens and shit. You know what I mean? I don't want nobody coming and fucking probing me when I'm asleep or whatever. Come on, bro. At least use that money to save my ass. But, so instead, it's tasked with protecting the U.S. military's assets in space. God only knows how many assets we have up there if we got to spend $738 billion. So, let's just drink to that one, huh? All right, many of the details surrounding the Space Force must still be ironed out. So in many ways, the new branch is simply a more centralized version of the military missions that already kind of been happening in the Air Force, Army, and Navy. Moving on, tax reform is another accomplishment. 3 years into his presidency, Trump signed in tax, basically making a tax cut to corporations. So basically what this law was the biggest overhaul of the nation's tax code in 3 decades, and the president pitched it as rocket fuel for the American economy. So this was supposed to permanently slash the corporate tax to 21% from 35%. 14% drop of taxes. Imagine companies making billions of dollars and they just save them 14% on all that money. So obviously there was a reason why they thought it was going to work. It is also supposed to provide temporary benefits for the individuals and their families. Treasury Secretary Steve Munich, and among others, said that the law would actually juice the nation's gross domestic product to 3% or more, as Trump said 6%, and soon pay for itself and spread prosperity. But the law hasn't achieved any of those ambitious goals that the Republicans put forward, and there's scant signs that they ever will. So basically, corporates got that tax cut, kept it all to themselves, maybe probably gave themselves some nice raises and stuff. So Wasn't surprised that went down that way. So Trump signed also the First Step Act into law December 2018. Basically reformed the criminal justice system. The bill passed with overwhelming support on both sides. The offer is just kind of changes, it's modest changes to the federal prison system, but it was appraised as an important step forward by groups and activists seeking an end to the mass incarceration. Bill overhauls certain federal sentencing laws, reducing mandatory minimum sentences for drug felonies and expanding early release programs. The bill also makes retroactive a 2010 federal sentencing law, reducing the sentencing disparity between crack and powder cocaine offenses. There's a difference. The bill also aims to offer more rehabilitation and job training opportunities. It also includes provisions intended to treat prisoners humanely, banning the shackling of pregnant inmates. I don't know why we would do that before. And halting the use of solitary confinement for most juvenile inmates. And mandating that prisoners can be placed in facilities within 500 miles of their families to be able to go get visited and seen and all that stuff. So I think that's cool, I guess. It'll help cut down some of the unwanted people in jail and just kind of make it a little more, I guess, livable for some people that may have gone to jail for things that may not have been under their power. But again, people may agree or may disagree with that. So here's some graphs real quick about what his economy looks like compared to Obama. And if you guys just look at the numbers, I mean, obviously you can tell he had been doing a good job until COVID hit, and that's when you see the drops in the numbers and all that. But beforehand, I mean, it looked like everything was starting to increase. Everything was starting to go up. So just gauging on the sheer numbers and things that they have told me or that I've read, I mean, the man looked like he was doing a good job for the economy. I'm not saying that I'm a fan of him personally as a person, but numbers don't lie. Obviously, he's doing something right? Just looking at the facts, being honest, not saying he's great, but again, regardless of what people think of him as a person, analytics are there for a reason. Can't deny the numbers. Now, I got Trump all peppered up. Let's see what Biden has done in his office. So in 2007, Senator Biden was responsible for getting mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles for our troops in Iraq. Now, this was essential because roadside bombs were responsible for 70% of the casualties in Iraq, and MRAPs were needed to protect those troops. So shout out to Biden to helping out all the homies out there. And then 1986, Biden introduced the Global Climate Protection Act, the first climate change bill in the Senate. The act actually directed the government to research and develop a strategy to deal with global warming. Even though that his original bill died in the Senate, he continued to fight, and the following year a version of it survived as an amendment to a State Department funding bill. And then Reagan signed it into law. So on June 20, 1990, then Senator Joe Biden introduced the Violence Against Women Act in the United States Congress. Today, many experts credit the VAWA with contributing to a dramatic decrease in the rate of domestic violence in the United States. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, the overall rate of intimate partner violence dropped from 64% down from intimate partner violence dropped 64% from 1993 to 2010. I don't know, I mean, Joe seems okay too and all, but he's also had his nasty share of moments. Some of them sounding racist, from him telling workers that he doesn't work for him. There's a bunch of different things. You guys obviously know, and you guys all know the bad things, but just wanted to give you some good things that they have done and helped change the world when they had power. So it's good to see. Obviously, I don't think that we're going to have a typical type of president, regardless of who's chosen. I think that you just need to look at the facts and just kind of make an informed decision. I hope this kind of helped you guys out in making some sort of more informed decision, and instead of just going and saying, oh, well, I hope this is the right one, or hope this guy can help us out. So I just wish our votes were electoral votes, not popular vote. You know what I mean? I wish that our votes counted as the electoral votes, because obviously the electoral is the one that really gives the president the win. So again, it is what it is. So on to other news, coronavirus. Slovakia holds national testing. The president he wants to basically test everybody, send out the army make it mandatory to get tested to make sure we find that people infected, get them quarantined, and keep the economy going. It's either that or a real harsh shutdown again. It's an interesting idea. I mean, there probably could be some backlash coming that from having the army go and force people to do something. But I mean, hey, at the end of the day, you either give that or you go back home for 3-4 months and everybody stays there. So we'll see how that works. Turkey, Greece, they got hit with a 7.0 magnitude earthquake. Death toll from the quake, which also struck the Greek island of Samos, has risen to 30 with over 800 injured. Hearts and prayers go out to those families out there. Sucks when there's things that we really can't control. It just starts devastating everybody. Just kind of like those fires in Cali. So everybody keep your head up. Stay strong. We'll get through this. So we're going to jump on to city news. Brawley, so the Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District's been celebrating its birthday for the past couple months, but on Thursday, it was a real deal as the hospital officially turned 70. Shout out Brawley Hospital, bro. Without you, I wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be doing any of this stuff. I know y'all need me out here butting y'all up and giving you some nice music to your ears, you know what I mean? So, shout out to y'all. El Centro Imperial County Office of Education held an open community meeting Wednesday evening, October 28th, to showcase the Monte Vista Regional Soccer Wellness Park. Basically, it's going to be a park. There's going to be a new soccer field, new baseball field, what I'm seeing. Big parking lot to be able to do farmers markets and a bunch of cool stuff. So y'all check it out, support, donate if you guys see the project for that, please. It's going to help our company out and everybody else that's trying to do things for that. So Imperial County method, hand soap is voluntarily recovering a specific lot number of 12-ounce gel hand washes, sea mineral fragrance, according to a press release. Basically, the only product that was effective from them was shipped out to the Imperial County and was sold at Target. So if you guys use that, make sure you guys go to their website. It happened during a routine check. They checked it and they saw that there's natural occurring bacterium on one of them, commonly found in soil and water. Now, this bacteria rarely causes anything in healthy individuals, but there is a risk of infection for people with compromised immune systems. So instead of taking the risk, they just wanted to go and voluntarily get all the bottles from Target and everywhere else they sold it. So if you did buy one since early October, you should visit www.methodsrecovery.com. Here you can enter the product lot number found on the bottle and then find out if it's part of it. And then if so, you'll be able to get a full refund through them. So check that out. San Diego National Park Service is undertaking a reconnaissance survey to recognize the national significance of Chicano Park and its murals as an affiliated area of the national park system. Basically, with affiliation, it's going to allow Chicano Park to be recognized, preserved, and protected as an American history landmark, which I think it already passed. So congratulations to everybody there helping the cause out. You get the Chicano Park and make it a historic landmark. I'm so glad to see that, and finally we're able to get some protection from the NPS for that. So moving on to Imperial, the Imperial Tigers football program landed a new coach in David Shaw this offseason after taking over Kerry Laguerra after he departed, right? Shaw's previous prep ball coaching resume includes Imperial assistant football coach and a 7-year stint as a Calapat head football coach. Sean is an Imperial native who attended IHS, played football, basketball for the Tigers. Coach Laguerra was actually Shaw's basketball coach in high school. Shaw said, being a head coach at Imperial was always been a dream of mine since I was 10 years old. When asked about Laguerra, he said, I learned a lot from him. Coach Laguerra had a great program, so I just want to come in and continue the legacy of the family at IHS. As far as my staple goes, I want our kids to be hard workers. I want our kids to go out there, play hard, and not worry too much about results right now, because the results will come if we're working hard doing the right things. Shaw elaborated on the significance of winning games and also stressed the importance of beforehand basics, so getting them all trained and ready and conditioned and whatnot, right? So he said, of course I want to win, but sometimes when you focus on winning too much, you get lost in other things. So I want to focus on doing the right thing, working hard, and getting better every day. If we do that, results are going to come. Barring no changes in the county restrictions, the official start date for practices are scheduled to begin on Saturday, December 12th. Obviously, due to social distancing, teams have been limited to workouts. And Sean brings his experience of coaching local stud Cedric Thompson to the table. Thompson's next success level at the University of Minnesota Golden Golfers is a testament to the commitment Shaw focuses on development and future success of his players. If y'all don't know, Cedric Thompson came to CHS in 08 as a sophomore. He rushed for 1,446 yards, 14 touchdowns in his junior season, and 1,808 yards and 27 touchdowns in his senior season. Thompson played best when the Hornets needed him the most in his biggest games versus Calipat. Calipat's games, most hated rivals versus the Vikings in 2 games. Thompson amassed 447 rushing yards, scored 6 touchdowns, claiming the axe in 2009. After starring for the Golden Gophers for 3 seasons, he was named twice to the All-Academic Big Ten Student Athletes. Thompson was drafted by the Miami Dolphins in the 5th round of the NFL in 2015. Big shoes to fill after Legarrette leaves, but it seems as though the new head coach is ready for that challenge. So, take another swig. Soulless Industries news, art contest. Thank you for everyone that sent in your designs. Had some pretty great ones that passed through. We can only choose one winner, though, and that winner is Patty Dominguez. Congratulations. She sent in 3 different designs, showed her dedication to her craft. So we're excited to meet you. We got some money for you, some free merchandise when the next time we make our line. And then we're going to get a little small interview to you so we can show everybody what you're about, what you're up to, and what you want to do. We'll reach out to you with available dates for the shoot, so be ready for that. Thanks again, and thank you to everybody who sent in the designs. Obviously, don't worry if we didn't pick you. We have a bunch of more contests that are going to be coming out, so you guys stick around, watch, and check for dates so you guys can win some extra cash, cool merchandise, and then really just get you guys out there so you guys can hopefully push your craft out to new faces and kind of help you guys move forward, right? That's what we're all about. So be on the lookout for those new designs. If the stars align correctly, we should be looking to see them around the 1st or 2nd week of December. So hopefully you guys can have some fresh new presents you guys can cop. You can put it on our website, soulessindustries.com, or y'all can DM us, and we can go deliver those fresh gear to you wherever you guys are at in the valley. So just hit us up, and we got you. Music, we've been lagging on this. I know. People have been telling me for some new I know, but trust, we got some nice heat coming in from the kitchen. That's all I can really tell you. We're thinking around November 20 to 27. We should have at least something for you guys new. I know we keep pushing dates back, but it's kind of hard to rush these things. We want to get it right. We're going to start doing a short video, hopefully every week or so, to kind of bridge the gap between EPs or albums or music projects or whatever we got going on. Friday Flow is kind of something that we're going to maybe try to make establish, and every Friday or every so often, every week, we're going to try to kind of just bust out some little bars and things like that for y'all to check out, or some beats or whatnot. So you guys stay tuned for that for sure. Real quick, we're going to jump to sports. NBA, told you so, but damn, told you so. LeBron's on another one. He's on a sick one, bro. And then imagine when the Lakers get a good point guard, shooting guard combo, it's going to be over. Caruso, Rondo, Avery off the bench, AD. I just don't see anybody beating these guys until LeBron's gone. And even then, AD may get paired with somebody else, and they'll continue to dominate. So season's all in the books. Free agency is still weeks away. There's already been some major changes. In fact, every team that needed a new head coach has already hired one, except for the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are still looking to replace Billy Donovan. Rockets hire Steven Silas to be their next new head coach. He's been an assistant in the NBA since 2000, working with 7 different teams. He last joined the Dallas Mavericks in 2018. He's going to take over a Rockets team that holds the longest current postseason streak of making it. Earlier this month, Stan Van Gundy agreed to deal with the Pelicans, become the next head coach of the franchise. Stan Van Gundy used to coach the Magic back in the day with Dwight Howard there as well. Deal between the two sides is reportedly for 4 years. During that time, Van Gundy's tasked with rebuilding the team into a perennial contender while also making sure that Zion grows into the superstar that everybody expects him to. So, Pacers hired Toronto Raptors assistant Nate Bjorkgren to be their next head coach. Hopefully I said that right. The team that made the hire official Tuesday. They made the official hire Tuesday afternoon, but the details of the contract still aren't known. Bjorken was an assistant for the Raptors since 2018 when Nick Nurse became the head coach. Also making a coaching hire with the Clippers, they elevated Ty Lue to the position of head coach as a 2 times K to an agreement on a 5-year deal. Lue obviously has had success with LeBron before, so he knows how to play with some superstars. And while Doc signed with the 76ers just days after leaving the LA. So despite title expectations, they ended up losing, and that's how Rivers lost his job. But doesn't matter, like I said. Philadelphia was more than happy to sweep him up. Bulls ended up hiring Billy Donovan as their coach. Former Thunder coach parted ways with OKC after their first-round loss with the Rockets. Now he's going to be in charge of leading the young Bulls team and getting their team sorted out. hopefully get back to the playoffs the first time since 2017. Brooklyn Nets obviously made one of the biggest surprises in hiring the first-time head coach Steve Nash, and hopefully leading the Nets into a new era. Several coaches lost their job. Pacers' Nate McMillan was dismissed after 4 seasons, as well as 76ers' Brett Brown. Mike D'Antoni ended up leaving Rockets, and he joined the Brooklyn Nets as an assistant. And the Bulls also fired Jim Boylan. Pelicans got rid of Allen Gentry earlier in this month. In July, Knicks hired Tom Thibodeau as their next head coach after an extensive search directed by team president Leon Rose. So there's the NBA for you. The MLB, well, playoffs kind of played out how I expected it. Experience would pay off in the end. Just ended up being the Dodgers that cruised past the Rays, who seemed to implode and lose their magic that they had when they beat the Astros and the Yankees in do-or-die games. So the pitching seemed set. They all seemed tired, no energy, and, that's kind of what happens. Dodgers did not give him an opportunity to breathe, keeping the pressure on the Rays pitchers throughout the entire series. Credit to the Dodgers for finally winning it since '88, but to be honest, everyone's going to look at this World Series title a little bit different because short season, 60 games, extended roster, so we had more hands to help, and no days off in playoffs. So, like I said, Rays were super tired. They didn't have their regular rest. Neither did Dodgers, but, experience is a big thing. Rays hadn't gone that far. Dodgers have been there before. So, and on top of that, COVID testing regulations obviously weren't followed properly. That Game 6 probably shouldn't have been played, and would have probably given the Rays the rest that they needed in order to come back and play an even stronger game against the Dodgers. But hey, at the end of the day, like a great man once said, a dub is a dub. Moving on to boxing MMA, hope everyone got to watch Gaethje and Khabib. It was a great fight, man, for the now retired champ. Seemed that Gaethje was going to slow him down with those kicks coming in, but honestly, Khabib wasn't respecting Gaethje's punching power, started walking in, and all of his shots, it looked like, and seemingly with no effort, just kind of took him down to the ground round 1. Almost got in an armbar. Then round 2, came in and slept his ass. So it's a great way to end such a tremendous career. Who knows, maybe he pulls a Conor, comes back, starts whooping ass again. Right around the corner, on December 1st, we got Wilder versus Fury. Third time these giants are going to fight. The first 2 ending in controversy. Everybody's anxious and waiting to see what happens. Please, no ripped gloves. No heavy gear for walking in, please. No more excuses. Let's get it done right. I think Fury still wins this one, to be honest, but if Wilder worked on some of his boxing techniques since he lost, it could be a big upset. We're going to wrap up this edition of SI News already. Just wanted to let you guys know if there's anyone interested in working the reporting, anchor, news field, we're looking for people to help us out. It's a paid internship to help the company. You're going to be appearing on some episodes of SI News. You're going to help reach new people just by keeping us fresh, showing new faces and whatnot. We're also going to be casting for some extras and some new projects that we have lined up. So if you're an aspiring artist, actor, dancer, makeup artist, choreographer, we're looking for help to collab with people, and we've got some cool projects coming in if you guys are interested. If you are interested, or you maybe just want to appear on some of the stuff we've already done, just drop us a line at contact@soullessindustries.com, and then, or you can shoot into a DM, and we'll reach out, and then we'll get dates together, and then we'll go from there. So we're here to help you. We want to help everybody out. I mean, that's literally what we do is, we want to use our platform to be able to showcase everybody else as well and help everybody grow. So we are going to be participating in upcoming farmers markets, start organizing some ourselves. So just stay tuned, be on the lookout for that. And you guys can check us out when we're out there, check our little booth out, help the company out by just getting some of the stuff that we have out there and selling. So also, any projects that we release, it's going to be super helpful if you guys just can share, like, comment on any of the videos, posts that we do. The more engagement we get, the more it helps grow our little company that we started. So thank you again, everybody. I appreciate anybody that's checking this out, taking their time to listen to us, and all my crazy ass thoughts. And again, thank you, and I'm going to catch y'all next week. Stay safe, stay sweet, and remember, together we rise. We out. Happy Halloween, everybody.